guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about how to fix any binding issues you have with your passion planner. There's definitely been some uneasiness with the recent passion planners and how they're splitting and coming apart. So I have an old passion planner here and I was going to take it apart and show you how to fix it and put it back together. So you will need one sad passion planner as your first ingredient. And then you're going to need some Aleene's Tacky glue. I really like this glue because it dries quickly, but it's still flexible, it's acid free, it's just a really great glue. You can get it from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. You'll also need some bookbinding tape. I got this Scotch brand off of Amazon for like $6. I got the really wide one. This one is 2 inches wide. I don't know. I think they offer skinnier ones, but figured, hey, the thicker the better. You will need 2 binder clips. You will also need 2 pieces of chipboard that are the same length as your planner. So this is a compact, so 8.5, and then if you have a classic you'll need an 11-inch one. Now if you are a frequent Chelsea Brown Design sticker orderer, you get a piece of chipboard in every order, so there you go. And then you will also need a paper plate with a little paintbrush so you can put your glue in and then paint it on your planner as needed. And then if you need to completely take apart your planner, you'll need an Exacto blade with a sharp blade. So that is all of your supplies. Let me get some space going. So this planner is an older one, so it's perfectly intact. But we are going to completely dismantle it so I can show you exactly what to do. So first things first, I'm going to flip it over because it's easier to see. You want to see where your planner is attached to the cover. Hold on, I'm trying to. And so you can see like where you need to cut it to detach it from the cover. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to prop him up. And I'm going to take my Exacto blade and I'm going to make a little slice just to get that started on either side. And then same goes for the top. Hold on, the planner stickers are still in there. It's green ribbon. And just give that a little slice. And give this one a little slice. And then we can just go ahead. I cut out the front cover for this one because it had some personal information on it. But I'm just going to go ahead and slice through the thick cardstock first page so I can separate the planner from the cover. Now there might be a little, tearing like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and rip these little pieces off. It's actually kind of funny because this is an older one and you can tell. I mean, this one's from, what, 2015, 2016? And you can tell that the planner binding's a little bit different. The newer ones don't have this, like, paper extra protection. So, it's good to know. And then I'm just going to go ahead and separate it from the back. This one does not want to come apart. Come free, little planner, come free. Ooh. You can do it. There we go. Okay, so now we have our planner free from its cover. So we're gonna go ahead and set the cover aside and we will be back for that. For now, we're just gonna reinforce the binding. So what I like to do, and I used to bind books that were like already loose leafed, and they weren't, you know, already bound. So this one's a little bit easier because all the pages are already together. So I'm going to take my 2 pieces of chipboard, ooh, and make a little planner sandwich. And I'm just going to use my binder clips just to smush that together. This is just going to make sure that your pages don't have any gaps in between them, so that when you do put the glue down, there isn't any, you know, holes where the glue can ooze through and then glue your pages together. So then on my paper plate, I'm just going to put a little glob of glue. And this glue's pretty thick, so you kind of have to shake it. You don't need too much. Now, if your planner, you know, has a bunch of damage in between the pages, not just, you know, where the cover attaches to the actual planner, then I would recommend doing 1 coat of glue. But let me put this so you guys can see it a little better. But again, this one didn't have any damage, and I caused all the damage. So I'm just gonna do 1 coat to show you, and you just want to do it nice and thin over where the spine is. And you also want to pay particular attention to the edges, because that seems to be where most of the damage is. So make sure, yeah, you load it a little bit heavier around those first 2 sections on either side. And then, yeah, just apply it nice and thin, and then give it, you know, 5 or 10 minutes. And that glue should be dry, and if you want to do a second coat, do a second coat, and then you should be good to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. So now that I've applied all the glue, I'm just going to move my binder clips to be more like this, just to help, again, smush those pages together so that the glue doesn't ooze into the book. And then I'm just gonna set it down, move my glue out of the way, and go rinse out my brush, because otherwise you won't have a paintbrush anymore. And I'm just gonna let this dry for 5 or 10 minutes. So after about 5 or 10 minutes, check and make sure that your glue's dried, and then you can go ahead and remove the binder clips and your little chipboard sandwich, and we will go ahead and apply the cover back on. So what you'll want to do, get your cover, make sure that this one, it didn't want to come out. I practiced on a couple before this. But get any extra little pieces of paper out. It's probably as pretty as I'll get this one to be. So you'll want to take your planner, and we're just going to lay it in there and grab our bookbinding tape. And then my nails, I can't get this tape ever to peel up, so I just use this little tool and boom. I don't have to pick at it for forever. And we're just going to kind of judge where the halfway mark is, and we're just going to lay 1 inch on the planner side and just lay that on really quick, and then grab your scissors and just trim that. I mean, you can, it's okay if it hangs over a little bit, because we'll trim that later. So you want to make sure you have a nice seal on your insides before we actually attach it to the cover. Then you're going to take this other 1 inch half, and you're just going to fold it up so that you can align. Maybe I'm trying to figure out how this will be a good way. It's like perpendicular to me, but that way you guys can see. We're just going to line it up exactly where it needs to be. And then you're just going to slowly stick the tape to the cover of the planner. And then make sure you get a nice crease where they meet. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles in there. And there you go, you have a nice seal where your planner and your cover meet. And then we're just gonna go ahead and it's gonna be kind of like wrapping a present. I'm just gonna cut a line on the tape right where the fold is so that I can trim it exactly flush with the pages. And just give that a nice little trim. It is a little hard with scissors to get it close to the cover part. But you can also just give it a little fold and it'll stick right along the edge, or you can take an Exacto blade and just trim it real nicely right there. And then we'll do the same for the top. Cut a crease, cut a line down the crease and then trim it so it's flush with the pages. Perfect, so there's the front. So we're gonna do the exact same thing to the back. So we'll grab our tape and my little tool so I can peel the tape because I can't do that with my nails. And put 1 inch section down on the planner and give it a nice seal. And then trim it. Fold it in half. Lift your planner as I drop it. And make sure it's exactly where you want it to be before you push the tape down into the crease and adhere it to the cover of your planner. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and trim off the extra. So now we have an intact planner that's not gonna fall apart. Give it just an extra little smush. Boom. Look at that. It's not going anywhere. But the only downside, and I didn't include this in our list of supplies, is you can see, where it was cut, which isn't so cute. So, what do? I'll give you one guess. We cover it in washi tape. So I just picked a wide roll of washi so that it can cover, this is a 2-inch tape, this is probably a 1-inch washi, so it's not gonna cover it. You can go washi crazy if you want. So I'm just gonna take a piece that's wide and kind of guess how long I need it to be. And a cute roll. You don't want to use an ugly roll of washi, if there is such a thing. And then I'm just going to take the 2 ends and fold it in half. Come here. So that it makes like a little crease right where the center is, so then I can align that with where the planner is. So just take that, fold it in half, and line it up. I'm going to run my finger right in the crease and then lay the washi flat on either side. The nice part is if you do get a little crease, you can just lift your washi tape up and then put it flat. Just like that. So there you go. Then you can't see the little, line where you cut out your planner. And you can just go ahead and do the same thing that we did earlier. Cut a line down the crease and then trim it flush with your planner. And then we'll do the back. take, oh, I have that washi that has the paper on the back of it. And you never realize like that's the roll you have until you start unrolling it, and then you're like, yep, it's the annoying one that has the paper back. Like, why? Why would they do that to us? It's like they want to hurt our feelings. I'm gonna go ahead and make my little washi tape taco. Fold it in half, line it up with the crease, and then lay it flat. Give it an extra little fold, and of course trim it so it's flush with your planner. Now, let's say that you're not having so many difficulties with your cover, but you're having more issues inside of your spread. I would just do the same thing that we just did with the washi tape in here. I would just try to reinforce it. Like, let's say, let me see if I can find like where the threads are. Gosh, this one's so old, it has the old layout in it. This is my boyfriend's old planner. So let's say that this one's starting to split. And it's coming apart like that. You could take your bookbinding tape if you wanted and, reinforce right there. This is just so thick that I would have it bother me. So I would just take, I'm trying to pick one roll of washi for this example, and it's just never that easy. So I would just take, a regular roll and trim it to the size that you need. And just reinforce your pages that way. I mean, I wish there was a better fix. I mean, unless you completely take apart your planner, this will really be the only way. Make another little washi tape taco. And just stick that on there. I mean, I'd make it as long as that, but we're just, I'm giving you examples. And then, of course, trim it. There's a piece of tape stuck to my scissors. Yeah. So just like that. And then I would find, on the other side, and then reinforce it right here as well. So, I mean, hopefully they figure out their binding issues. But in the meantime, don't be discouraged by Passion Planner. They're an amazing company, and I know this sucks and I can't imagine. But there are ways to fix your planner. Because I don't know what I would do. So there we go. Just reinforce the other side, and then boom, look at that. Nothing, not going anywhere. Like, I can lift the planner up by this page and it's not going to fall out, even though I cut the threads. So that is how you can do some simple tricks to repair your planners and still keep them cute and fun and pretty, and no one will ever know. So yeah, there's that. I hope you guys learned some things. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to answer them. And I will be putting out new videos, hopefully sooner than I have been. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you.